in my opinion, as a mom of four and now grandparent of six, I think that reading, math, and morals are the
Mm,
three most important things that we can teach our children. Reading, well, obvious. If you've got reading, the world is yours. If you've got math, all the sciences are yours, whatever you do
mm.
with it. Because there's nothing sadder than a child saying, well, I want to be a veterinarian, but I'm not good at my math. Oh, honey, come on, we can do this. You're going to be a phenomenal veterinarian or whatever it is. And then there's nothing worse than having a child who's brilliant, math, reading, and then of course everything. They've got their hands on everything, and they have no morals to guide them.
Mm,
However,
mm.
you want to identify morals within your family, but you have to know right from wrong. So to me, morals, math, and reading are the three most important things we can teach our children. Because if we've
I
got
like that.
the world is theirs.
Yes. I of course place big emphasis on reading because like you said, the world
Absolutely.
is like
Yep.
that's the gateway to me. And then math, I feel like the basics are needed and then you can grow from the basics, learning the foundation as far as the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Then you go
Yep.
on to apply those to algebra and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Um, and the morals, honey, I was, I did an assignment when I was teaching 10th grade and it was a moral based assignment. And I was giving kids in the 10th grade the definition of morals. So um I totally agree with you on that
Yeah.
as far as where we are and just the need for I feel morals encompasses having compassion and empathy for others.
Yes. Yes. And sometimes, depending upon where you are with your religious stance or not stance, I mean, is it the religious component? Is it, like you said, the compassion? Is it right from wrong? Is it, what would you do if? It's all those things. I mean, if you've got morals, all the things that we struggle with, all the bullying, all the, this cheating and stealing, that's all
Mm-hmm.
squared away. And the
Mm-hmm.
reading, like you said, that gives you the world. And to me, math puts the wheels underneath you.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
lets you go places, wherever it
Yes,
is that you
ma'am.
want to go.
Yeah, because you don't want nobody counting out your money. That's how I explain it to my girls. Like, hey,
Well,
you want to be getting the wrong change? Like, you better know how much they owe you.
yeah.
Because,
Well, even things like sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, my child or I am just going to be an artist." Okay, that's cool. But if you sell your painting for this much, and let's just say you've gotten really good and you're starting to sell paintings and you now have a manager, you need to know enough that's going on so that you can make sure they're not swindling you.
yes,
Or that
ma'am.
is it best to do five of these or two of those that sell more? How do I do it? I mean, it's amazing when looking at our company here with RightStart Math, how often we make math decisions. Even
Yeah.
things like, okay, if we're borrowing money at 10%, let's just say, and I've got a sale at 5%, do I want to do that? No, because I'm like, it's going to cost me 5% more to borrow the money to pay for whatever the item is. Now, if they're having a 30% sale and it costs me 10% to borrow the money, duh, sign me up.
Yeah.
So it's not just the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It's the logic of how you apply it. That's what math is magic. Math is really just logic and working things out. It's
It
math
really
when you
is.
figure out if I want to go down to visit you, Jay, where it's a lot warmer than it is here,
Mm-hmm.
how long will it take me to get there? Okay, well, I know I need to, let's just say, whatever, how many hours, but I know I need to stop here. I got to fill up and I got to stop here, stop. That's math.
Yes.
It's the calculations, but it's also the logic. I can't just say, oh, Google says it's going to take me 20 hours. It's not just 20 hours. You have to sleep. Put the logic in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because we do a lot of traveling. So even my girls, like we talk about the mile markers and talk about how it basically take you about a minute to reach each one, and then they'll get to
Mhm.
calculating, like, okay, well, if it's 50 miles left in the, till we'll get here, that's 50 minutes. And you don't think about math being on the logic basis, but with time and money and all that being
Yes.
factored into math, it is really a bunch of logic. It really
Right.
is.
Right. There's actually a funny one going on right now. Not getting political, but I don't want to go there. But they're talking now about not having the pennies any longer because it takes. I first heard 2 cents, now I've heard 3 or 4 cents to make one penny. Well,
Mm,
where's the logic in? Let's just say it's 4 cents to make one penny. There's no logic in there. Come on, use it's not even a calculation. It's logic. And that's
mm-hmm.
what's missing a lot of the times is the logic.
Indeed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And that's what Right
But I
Start
think
Math
that
does.
comes with comprehension.
Yes, yes. And that's what Right Start Math does is we build on that knowledge, the logic, the application, and how to use it. So it's
Yeah.
not just a case of memorize 8 times 6, moving on. It's how can we figure it out? How can I do this? How can I do it better?
So is Right Start, is it more tool based or is it a program? Is it like a like curriculum wise where parents are able to receive lessons, I guess you could say. Is it something
Yes.
like that, or is it more tool based where you have the games and you have the car, maybe flashcards or the abacus, did I say it right?
Abacus. Yep. Abacus.
Yes.
Yep.
Um, is it tool based or is it all encompassing? Like whatever you would need for, or think about needing for math, you all provide it.
Very good question. The answer is yes. Okay, what? Yes, it is a full curriculum. So everything that needs to be taught in math from kindergarten or young kindergarten or whatever, child who's just starting, all the way up to high school math, we have it all for you. You, the parent, you would get level, whatever you need, A, B, C, D. You're going to get your level, like level B is going to be kind of for a first grade child who's been through kindergarten. By the time they're done with it, they're adding 2-digit and 4-digit numbers with caring in level B. Level
Okay.
D will do multiplication. Level G and H are the middle school curriculum. So it is a full curriculum. Now,
Okay.
some people don't want a full curriculum, or maybe they're committed to another curriculum. We have pieces like the card games. You can use them with any program. I don't care what program you're using. You can use those card games. You can take the abacus and weave it into your program. If you have another one that you're committed to or you want to continue with, you can weave pieces in. Sometimes we have kids, and we actually started this probably about 5 years ago now. We have kids where they're just struggling. Let's just, I'm going to pick on your 11-year-old here. And let's just say your 11-year-old, who is fine, but let's just say we're like, oh, I can't add. I can't do it. I'm not going to take your 11-year-old and put him back in level B. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for her to catch up. So we have now a newer series called RightStart Tutoring.
Mm,
And what we did with that is we pulled out everything on addition and subtraction and put it in the RightStart Tutoring number sense book. So they learn about the numbers, how to add and subtract them. And it's 50 lessons with no
mhm,
worksheets because an 11-year-old child has already been worksheeted to death. They didn't get it the first 43 times. They're not going to get it the 44th time. So we change it up. We use the abacus. We show them how to do it. No worksheets, play games, 50 lessons, and done. If they're still older, and again, your 11-year-old, I probably would go and put in like level D then. If they're done with the Right Start Tutoring number sense, I'd go into level D, which does multiplication. Or maybe let's just say that you have a 14-year-old or 12-year-old, 13-year-old. We need to work on multiplication. So we have Right Start Tutoring, Multiplication Division Book 1, which will do 1
mhm,
times 1 to 10 times 10, and then division from 100 down, including remainders. And then there's Right Start Tutoring, Multiplication Division Book 2 that does multi-digit multiplication, like a 4-digit times a 2-digit, short division, and long division. And
okay.
then I'll try putting my video on too here. And then there's also a Right Start Tutoring fractions book. So again, to help the kids who are struggling with it. So it really depends upon what you need. You want a full curriculum? Right Start Math. You need to catch an older child up to where they need to be? Right Start Tutoring. You like what you're doing and you don't want to change it, then you can bring in the games and the abacus. So
Nice.
the answer is yes. We can fit it.
Well, everything.
Yes.
As far as
Yeah.
the curriculum go, how long does it take to get through a like a set curriculum for okay, let me back up on that question. Is your curriculum, and I feel like you may have already answered it, is it age-based or grade-based?
It's task based
Oh,
because
okay.
I don't really care what grade they're in. I don't care how old they're in, how old they are. I want to know where are they with their math. So
Gotcha.
I would ask your 11-year-old, can your 11-year-old do addition, subtraction? Yes. Multiplication, working on it. That might be level D, or no, she's working on it. She's good with it. We need a little bit of refresh, but she's got it. Then I might put her in level E. So I don't
Mm,
really care, again, how old she is or what grade she's in. I want to know where's her math brain and her math knowledge.
okay,
So
and
let's just
it's
take
based
your
off levels.
exactly, and that's why it's levels. So your 8-year-old might be in level D because if you're working on multiplication, maybe you keep the two kids together, maybe you separate them for whatever reasons. The parents know best. We do have multiplication. We do have a placement test on our website, and you can always call our customer service people and say, okay, I did the test, but I got some questions. We'll help you walk through what to do it. One question that I like to ask, especially if I've got a child who's kind of border between two levels, is do they like math? Because if they like math, they're willing to go ahead and work a little bit. So let's push them up a little bit. If they really hate math, I mean, ugh, then I'm going to back them down so that they're working in a level that's a little bit easier, kind of like putting them in the shallow end of the pool. Okay, we're going to
Mm.
splash around, we're going to get our face wet, we're going to practice doing this, you can swim. I'm not throwing them in the deep end of the pool and say, well, swim, good luck.
Hope you make it.
Yeah. Hope you don't drown. So there's so many variables that go in with it and where to put it. But basically, again, we look at what the child's abilities are and then address from there.
Okay. Okay, cool. And the levels, how long do they take to get through?
Good question. The Right Start Math, each level is intended to be one school year. So,
Okay.
like you, if you're doing it 3 days a week, hopefully year round, it'll take you one full year to do it.
Okay.
With Right Start Math, if you teach 4 days a week and start at Labor Day and finish at Memorial Day, you can do that at four
Okay.
days a week. So that gives you that fifth day for doctor
September
appointments or
till
whatever's. Right.
end of May.